Suspension Center. Ray Boom Boom Mancini, the former WBA lightweight champion, back after a 3-year absence. 29 wins in 33 fights. His opponent, Greg Haugen, like Mancini, 31, the former IBF title holder. 29 wins in 34 fights, including 14 stoppages. The man in the middle, Mills Lane.
I'm not given to hype, but I'll tell you what, this is a very charged atmosphere. We begin with round one. It is a 12-round match, and Ray Mancini is back in the ring.
And for Ray to win, he must pump that jab.
That's what many people believe, and he's starting out doing that. Greg Haugen not moving back as Mancini had to face when he fought Camacho. Haugen, of course, faced Camacho twice and had to chase him around the ring.
Oh, they both are going to put a scratch in that middle line and come to it.
Mancini gets in a right hand. There's the jab by Haugen, but Mancini doing exactly what he needs to early, using that jab.
Haugen's a counterpuncher. He's going to let Ray try to lead, but if Ray leads with a jab, it's going to be difficult. If he swings with hooks, Haugen can get to him.
Haugen using the jab. Haugen and Mancini both often face taller fighters. In this case, they're about the same height. The bonus for each. And that's part of the reason why people believe this should be an entertaining match.
Well, there's the next one. It's been entertaining up to it because Greg Haugen has stimulated the crowd almost in perversity. His mouth might be the best left hook in Reno tonight. He has said things about Ray Mancini, and most of the fans here have come to see Ray pay him back.
His demeanor when he got in the ring was antagonistic at best.
Well, he's a that little boy. I asked him, why do you have so much fun? He says, why not? I'm getting paid to beat up somebody I don't like.
Halfway through round one, and in this first round, both men have had their moments. Mancini a little off balance with the right hand. Some thought Haugen would press Mancini right away. He hasn't done that. He's been there for him, but not tried to push him back too much.
You know what? They're right. Tough guys don't dance.
They're right in the center of the ring, in range of each other.
Right now, it's a battle of left hands.
Good right gets in by Haugen.
Neither of them.
Mancini misses, and Haugen mugged at him.
There goes the little boy and Haugen again.
Mancini getting the right in, but takes two left hands for it. So things heat up here in round one.
There's a cut in there.
Already over Haugen's eye. Everybody was concerned about Mancini cutting. It is Haugen who was cut over the left eye, possibly from a clash of heads.
Look at it, right on the bridge of the nose, between the eyebrows.
Hopefully it won't be anything that would imperil him in this bout. Big right by Haugen. So Mancini, who many people said during sparring was getting hit with too many punches, is catching some in this first round. Oh, again the right by Haugen. So round one is history. We head into Ray Mancini's part. There is Greg Haugen. Rick Machado will be doing most of the talking to him, and they work on that cut over the nose. There are the numbers. So in the first round of Haugen with the edge, a 9-punch edge, and that's kind of the way it looked, really.
Plus 2 damaging right hands towards the end of the round.
And those were very good rights, and Haugen has a good right hand.
Also, Ray's left eye is showing a little bit of the wear.
So far, Mancini's not in position to throw his really good left hook. Of course, as everyone knows, that's a trademark of his. In the days when he won the WBA lightweight championship and defended it.
Remember we said that Ray's jab is going to be a key, and he's not really reverting to the jab.
Started out throwing it, but hasn't been throwing it.
They're now brawling and mauling, and unfortunately for Ray, this is more Haugen's game than his.
And his left eye, Ray's left eye now, it looks
angry.
Very bruised already.
It's angry.
And they might have banged heads there, which made it even worse. Well, this was a key concern coming in, and Greg Haugen. Oh, big right. Mancini's hurt. Greg Haugen just hurt him with that right hand.
You know, he can't see that right hand. Look at his eye. He cannot see that right hand.
Mancini is in trouble right now. As you said, he can't see it. He's getting hit with it. There is Ray's wife, concerned, of course, about what's going on here with her husband. There's the jab getting in from Mancini. Of course, anything he does will enliven this crowd. But so far in the second round, Greg Haugen's had things all his own way and has hurt Ray. You almost get the feeling, I hate to say it, that Haugen's toying with him right now.
And laughing at him. Another right. Another right. And again, Ray does not, and he's waving at his corner. He's even taunting the corner.
Well, this is why Greg Haugen is not popular in all circles. But he's doing a number on Ray Mancini right now. And Ray already looks like a tired and hurt fighter. And we're only in round 2.
And when his knees buckled after that first right hand that landed in this round, it took a lot of the starch out of it.
When Ray came back against Camacho, even though he had to chase Camacho and he ended up losing by decision, he was sharp. He's not sharp here tonight. He had his moments in that match where he looked like the Ray Mancini of old. So far, it's not been there for him.
Haugen almost looks like he's having a good time in there.
Well, Ray can't reach him with the hook, isn't landing the jab, and so far it's been a nightmare for him. The right hand can land almost at will for Haugen, Bert.
Well, this is what once he started closing that eye, that's what he did. He's on target with it.
Well, a nightmare round 2 for Mancini, but an excellent one for this man, Greg Haugen.
Don't show him the right hand, son. Just hit the son of a bitch with it. Let's stop that cocksucker. Take him out.
There's the nasty eye of Ray Mancini, and it may have come from a clash of heads, Bert. We'll take a peek back and see if we can find it here. Haugen mugging. What else is new? Oh yeah, you can bank on the fact that that's where that eye got really nasty. There's the edge for Haugen through the second round, and the fact that it's only a 20-punch edge doesn't even tell the whole story.
I think Ray was told in his corner there has to be some desperation. He must turn the tide of the fight, and with his eye closing, must even take command of it and try to end it.
And if you want to talk about whether Greg Haugen can be knocked out, he never has been.
He's only been knocked down twice.
Yeah.
Once by Pernell Whitaker and once a flash knockdown by Camacho.
And in both cases, not really hurt, just really pretty much knocked off balance. So
there's another clash of the heads. In fact, that's how Haugen got cut in the first round.
Yes, indeed.
Which that cut is not a factor anymore.
Ray cannot jab his way in now, and so he's winging punches. He's going to take some big counter punches as a result, and he is right now. Goes Lane with a warning to Haugen for elbowing. Soft left hook gets in by Mancini. Haugen lands his own hook. Well, Bert, when Haugen fights a fighter who's coming to him, he's much more effective anyway.
Well, as a counterpuncher, he needs those wide shots to counter over. And because Ray is not using his jab, he's giving away Haugen's strength to Haugen. There was an attempt at a jab.
He's throwing out there, but Haugen's using his own pretty effectively as well. Well, Mancini wore a helmet through most of his sparring, and many people felt that was to protect his eyes against just such a thing.
Well, usually he has had a history of getting cut. When he made mention of when Haugen made mention of that fact, Mancini took umbrage at it and got very upset with him, saying that Haugen had been cut in his last fight as well.
And you saw a glimpse a moment ago of Greg Haugen's wife looking on. Seen Greg live in Henderson, Nevada, outside Las Vegas. They're neighbors of mine. I bump into them all the time at the supermarket and the gym. And right now they're a happy family because Greg Haugen is having things his own way against Ray Mancini.
There goes that right hand.
Well, Ray is making it through round 3, but taking punishment in the process. And for Greg, this is just the game that he would just the script that he wanted. Phil's Lane, a very active referee, though not overly active, so he'll keep control of this bout, but still let him fight on the inside. That's it for round 3.
And Haugen mugs his way back to the corner again, looking at some of the disconsolate fans of Ray
Straight from out
Mancini.
here. Don't reach
Now we
around.
listen here.
Straight up.
Up your leg. Put up your feet.
Mancini running out for this 5th round.
As he did for the 3rd.
Now there's a very solid jab by Mancini.
That's
And
what he's
another
got to
one.
do. He must do that.
Can he sustain that over a round? Even landing a straight right hand. Now there's that jab. It's so effective for him when he jabs his way.
But if he leads with a hook, he's in trouble.
Every
He
time.
Must continue the jab.
And a reminder that Ray Mancini is not a one-punch knockout artist anyway. The only time he did that in his career against the top fighter was against Romero.
He did it against Frias.
Well, yeah, but he landed a lot of punches against Frias. Romero was a one-punch knockout. So it takes him a while. He's got to hit you with accumulation of punches, which he's having a hard time doing against Haugen.
Good lefts by each.
They both landed excellent hooks.
And here comes the Mancini crowd trying to exhort their hero. He's got them back into the fight.
With just some good work in this round, he's done it. And the Mancini left hook, which is probably his best punch overall, just he hasn't been able to get that punch going at all in this match.
One interesting aside very quickly. Haugen's got Haugen on his waistband. Mancini has Lenny, his father, Boom Boom Mancini the One, who was a lightweight contender before he got his shot, was called in and drafted into World War II. And we all know that sort of soap opera story which works for Ray and his boy next door image.
A little over a minute left to go in round 5, and Haugen gets in yet another good right hand. I have seen Haugen in bouts like this, even though sometimes against lesser opponents. Probably the one that comes to mind is against Tommy Hanks. He won in 10 rounds last year, or a year ago, and was the same way, pinpoint accuracy against the boxer coming in against him.
Now, the only ones, again, to give him trouble are the ones that can outslick him and move away from him.
A right hand by Mancini, and another, followed after the jab.
But again, all off a jab.
Haugen missing with the right, glances it as over Mancini's head. This round turns out to be a little bit better for Mancini.
I think a lot better.
Still getting hit with some shots, but landing his own release.
And he moved Haugen away with a double jab.
So it's a closer round for Ray. The question is, did he win one? Greg Haugen walking back to his corner with a grin on his face that was positively demonic. I mean, he just is reveling in ruining the good time for all of Mancini fans.
Well, he's been doing that. You know, he's that little imp.
He loves it. There's Haugen in his corner, and we will see Mancini using the jab a little bit more effectively here, Bert. Missed a couple, but did manage to get that left hand in, which was set up by the jab. There you see that angry left eye of Mancini.
Keep him doing something all the time. Okay?
We were talking about the imp that is in Greg Haugen. His father called him Mutt, which is his nickname, I guess because he was the brunt of the litter. But he has always been that way, a little imp.
He loves to get people riled up. He loves to stir things up, and he's done that here tonight. But he's also performed extremely well. He has done what he knew he had to do against Ray Mancini.
Thus far.
Thus far, to this point.
Doesn't that mean thus far?
I would say yes.
I can't get a good argument out of you, Bert.
No, I don't argue. I just won't. We're in round 6. It's a 12-rounder, and we are approaching the halfway point.
It's for the NABF Junior Welterweight or Super Lightweight Championship. Both of these men were dubbed NABF Lightweight Champions. It's the first time in the history of the NABF former champions have fought for another weight division championship.
They both had that title. Crowd getting into this one.
The last time I saw a fighter do that was Marvelous Marvin Hagler against Ray Leonard. What Haugen was doing.
Waved his hand over his head. Mancini getting on the inside, but not too effective in there. Well, now Haugen predicted a 4th or 5th round KO in the newspaper, so that has gone by the wayside.
Well, the punches have come down to a precious few. It's more mauling inside now. Those are right.
And Ray Mancini's technique has just gone south on him now. He's not throwing punches in a really good way and not getting leverage into his hooks. It's all just kind of arm punches.
And where has the jab gone? See, there was just a left that just flew out there. And Haugen is going to time that once.
Just over a minute left to go in the 6th round. And on the inside there has not been a lot of great action from Ray Mancini. He lands a right hand and a jab.
But of no great consequence. He needs a lot more of those. Look at that right.
All arm punches from Ray. Nothing on those punches. Just not getting any leverage into them.
You get the feeling of watching Dorian Gray.
Well, obviously.
And I never knew what his fight record was.
Haugen performing very well in there. Counter-punching extremely well, and Ray lunging like that, as you saw, and getting hit all the more for it.
That's a giveaway. This is not the fighting machine that once was Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
That'll do it for round 6. As we follow Greg Haugen back to his corner. Another pretty good round for him. And let's find out what Pedro Fernandez thinks of the scoring situation. Pedro?
Well, Al, after 18 minutes of boxing, I've got Haugen pitching in the shadow, giving him two-point rounds in the 2nd and the 4th round. Straight up, Greg Haugen's in total control here. Ray Mancini looks on the verge of being knocked out. That's in my opinion.
Well, it's pretty hard to argue with him being ahead, that's for sure. And they are aware of that, I'm sure, in Ray's corner. We peek back into the last round with Haugen doing more of same, Bert.
I mean, Ray, the previous round, found his jab, albeit just for a second or two. Now he doesn't have it. He's off balance. He's arm punching.
And there was one of those slick moves by Haugen. There you look at the punch total. Now that's not a huge difference between these two fighters, but so many of those punches that Mancini may be landing are very soft punches that you have to give him credit for, but they're just not doing that much. And Haugen...
Now he's back to his jab. This goes on alternating frequencies every other round.
This is round 7. Ray Mancini in the green trunks, Greg Haugen in the blacks for the NABF Junior Welterweight Championship. I'm Al Bernstein along with Bert Sugar and Pedro Fernandez. We are here in the Reno Convention Center where Ray Mancini so far has not been too successful in his comeback.
This isn't the Ray Mancini that this packed arena wanted to see. Suppose Ray threw a party and nobody came. Everybody came and he still can't throw a party.
Well, it hasn't worked the way he anticipated, that's for sure.
He actually ducked one.
Haugen going to the body, and there hasn't been Livingstone Bramble telling us the other night that the reason he felt he beat Ray is because he went for the body. Haugen hasn't even had to do that.
No, but Livingston Bramble thought the way that Ray could win was with the jab. In fact, I heard him telling him yesterday after they'd shaken hands, which was for Livingston Bramble, because he loves Ray, a big moment for him.
And before their fight, there was a lot of hostility and anger.
Yes, but Livingston Bramble came all the way to Reno to root for Ray Mancini.
They just clashed heads, and Haugen brushed at his right eye to see if there might be a cut there. But they've done an excellent job with the end swell of keeping the left eye of Mancini from closing completely.
And conversely, Haugen's cut between his eyes is of no significance at all.
Well, it's become a little ugly here in round 7. Not a lot of... Oh, big
Good,
right hand.
there's a right.
This fight will probably be over. I don't know if Ray is going to be able to continue. No. He's up. Oh, he's very wobbly, yes. The fight is stopped appropriately, and Greg Haugen has ended it here in the 7th. 3 rounds after he thought he might. For Ray Mancini, that will be it, I'm sure, for his boxing career. And to the end, Greg Haugen taunting some of the crowd here, reveling in his victory, and it was a supreme effort by Greg Haugen. Make no mistake about that. Whatever the sentiment of this crowd, he performed brilliantly. Here's how it happened in the 7th round. I believe it's a short right hand that he gets hit with. Yes, a short counter right hand. It was right over us that he hit the ropes, and as we got such a good view of it, you see it's in the background, it just didn't seem like Ray Mancini was going to be able to get up and continue in this match. His eyes were glazed, he was in all kinds of trouble, and ultimately it was that short right hand of Haugen, the one which had spelled disaster for Mancini, near disaster earlier in the bout, that did him in. And I'll tell you, for Greg Haugen, this win sets up many possibilities for him. See it again. The counter-punching was the key, of course. If Haugen was to win, that would be the key. And one last footnote. For Ray Mancini to get up from this, and it finally is what maybe distinguishes him from a lot of other boxers, showed tremendous heart, tremendous courage. Look at him, he was practically out on his feet, still showed the will to get up. And probably would have continued had he been allowed to. It was an excellent decision by Mills Lane not to let him go on. That's one happy man.